ورسوله أما بعد. Who's talking there? You shouldn't be talking during the khutbah. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. وقال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Allah blessed us with this life and He gives us a new day every day we wake up, right? And from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, we're doing things. We have things to do, whether it's studies, whether it's eating, whether it's using the bathroom. We're doing things, right? And when you do these actions, there's a difference between you doing it. There's a difference between a Muslim doing these actions and a person who doesn't believe in Allah. Do you guys believe that? If a Muslim does certain actions, there's a difference than someone who doesn't believe in Allah does the actions. Or that's how it should be. Why? What's the difference between the action of someone who believes in Allah and someone who doesn't believe in Allah? So the difference is that the believers, they know that Allah exists, right? They know that Allah is watching them. So the difference between a Muslim and a non-Muslim is the Muslim knows that Allah exists and the one who created everyone exists and He's watching them. So all the things that you do, if you keep that in the back of your mind, that Allah is watching me, that is the differentiating factor between a Muslim who's conscious and a Muslim who's not, or the non-Muslim. So Allah mentions in the Quran, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. So even if you do the smallest amount of good, then Allah sees it. And if you do the smallest amount of evil, Allah will see it. Now what does it mean? What does good mean and what does evil mean? Do you guys know? Like what determines whether it's good, whether it's bad? I'll ask later, let me answer, okay? So there's a hadith in which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. So behind every action there is an intention, right? Every action that you do, there's an intention behind it. So for example, you came to the masjid today to pray, right? Some people, let me give you another example. We eat because we're hungry, right? We sleep because we get tired. We listen to our parents, maybe because they force us, or maybe because we know it's a good thing to do, right? There's different intentions that a person can have to do something. You could be friends with someone because he's a good kid, or you could be friends with someone just because you want something from him. You see that he has a lot of cool things, or he has a lot of money. It's like, let me be friends with him so I can, he can share some of that with me. So your intention is driving whatever you do. Now, if your intention is good, if you have a good intention, then that action is going to turn good. Does that make sense? If your intention behind an action is evil, then that action becomes corrupted. So if my intention to be friends with someone is to help him, or to create a good brotherhood, to have good companions, that's a good intention and you'll be rewarded for that. As opposed to if you became friends with someone with no intention, or you have no intention, you have maybe there's an evil intention, right? So your action is gonna be determined based on what you were thinking when you did that action, right? So also this goes for actions like that you do every day. Eating, right? If you eat, but you don't have an intention behind it, do you think you'll get that much reward for it? No. But you can turn that action into a good deed by saying that, oh Allah, I'm eating this, give me the strength to, to do the things, good things that I want to do in life, right? Or have the energy to listen to my parents, to study, to play sports, right? So all of these things can become good deeds. Everything that you do in your daily life can become good deeds based on the intention that you have. Allah, if you have a conversation with Allah, Allah, I'm doing this, whatever action that you're doing, you connect with Allah and you say that I'm doing it for a good reason, it becomes a reward. And that also prevents you from doing things without knowing what you're doing. Somebody asks you, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know, I'm just doing it because I'm doing it. You're just running in a routine, but you don't know what's happening. So why are you here today for Jum'ah? Why do you pray Jum'ah? Why do you listen to your parents? All of these things, there can be good intentions behind it, and if you think about it, Allah, I'm doing this to please you. Allah, I'm praying Jum'ah because you made it obligatory, right? It becomes much more powerful. And when you, on the Day of Judgment, when you come in front of Allah, you're going to see you have all these good deeds. And you're like, oh wow, like I was just living my life. And it's all written as good deeds. Just because I had a good intention behind it, right? I had a good intention, I did the action, I was just living my life, and now they're all part of my good record. And inshallah, that's everything that we want. And so I'm going to end it with another hadith that Rasulullah says that whoever makes the hereafter his goal, so there's two types of people. There are people that are only concerned with what they're doing in this world and they forget Allah, right? One group of people, they completely forget Allah, completely forget that they're going to die one day and go to the hereafter. And you have another group of people that are always aware that Allah is watching, that are always aware that when I'm going to die, that I'm going to stand in front, that I'm going to have to answer to Allah for everything that I did. So it says here, so the second group of people, whoever thinks about Allah when they're doing their actions, and whoever makes the hereafter their concern, then Allah will make their heart rich. Meaning, you'll be happy in life. You'll feel abundance in life. You won't, so you'll feel good about life, and Allah, all the concerns that you have, Allah will make it into one. All the things that you're worried about, all the things you're stressed about, all the things that stress you out, Allah will gather it and make it into one, right? And Allah will bless you with this world, whether you like it or not. Allah will bless you in this world. And then the second category of people is whoever makes just this world his concern, right? He forgets Allah, he doesn't think about Allah, he doesn't think about the hereafter, he doesn't think that he has to answer for anything that he does. Allah will make all of his stress even more scattered. All the things that he's worried about, he'll feel like he can't handle this. It's just too much for him. Everything will just seem unbearable, right? And Allah will put poverty. Allah will make him feel very he doesn't have anything. The things that he's worried about is going to become harder and harder. And whatever he's chasing in this world, Allah will put it further away. So whatever that he was chasing in this world, he's not even going to be able to attain it. Allah will make it more difficult for him. So you have these two categories of people. Those that are conscious of Allah and they think about the hereafter and that they're going to answer to Allah for everything. Allah will make everything easy for them, right? And then you have the second category of people, the people that forget Allah. They have no intention behind everything that they do, right? There's no difference between him and a Muslim. There's no difference between him and a Muslim who actually is aware that Allah exists, right? So Allah will make life much more difficult, or life will seem much more difficult for that person just because he doesn't have the intention behind his actions and he's not aware of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
At this time to make dua between two khutbah, raise your hand and make dua and don't forget your parent. Focus when you say the dua.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. O Allah, forgive all of our sins. O Allah, forgive all of our past and future sins. O Allah, guide us to the straight path. O Allah, protect us from all the evils of this world and the evils of ourselves. O Allah, protect us from the fire of hell. O Allah, allow us to perfect our character and purify our intentions. O Allah, allow us to have good intentions behind all of our actions. O Allah, allow us to be a source of goodness and comfort for ourselves and for all of those around us, and protect us from being a source of evil for ourselves and for all those around us. أقيم الصلاة.
الله أكبر.